Okay, we call this meeting to order. I'd like to welcome everybody here. We're going to stand for the flag salute. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Alrighty. Leslie here. Paul Beagle,
Present.
Katie Martin,
Here.
Junior,
Here.
Isaac,
Present.
Brenda, here, and Paul Kiefer.
Here. All right, we have everybody present. Approval of the minutes, September 28th, 2021 workshop.
Motion to approve the minutes of the workshop from September 28th, 2021.
I'd like to second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Are there any discussions that we'd like to take? Mr. Beagle?
There seems to be a word omission under wastewater facilities plan. At the end, it says the plan was finalized in July of 2021 as it was delayed DEQ. Should not July be in front of that DEQ?
Yes.
That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Is there any discussion about anything else in the minutes that we need to talk about?
Can I make a motion to accept as amended?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to accept the minutes as amended, and we have a second. I will do a roll call, please.
Leslie,
Yes.
Paul Beagle,
Approved.
Katie,
Yes.
Junior,
Yes.
Isaac,
Approved.
Brenda,
Yes.
and Paul Kiefer.
Yes. Okay, we're going to talk about the minutes of October 5th, 2021, regular meeting.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of October 5th as presented.
I'll second that.
Okay, I have a motion to approve the minutes, and I have a second. Are there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll take a vote by roll call.
Leslie,
Yes.
Paul Beagle,
Approved.
Katie,
Yes, sorry.
Junior,
Yes.
Isaac,
Approved.
Brenda,
Yes.
and Paul Kiefer.
Yes. Before we go on, are there any, do you have everybody that's online? Do you have any questions about those who are
You
attending?
need to write all those people's names and get.
So you got everybody? Okay, I was just double checking because I didn't get that at the beginning. I'd also like to welcome those who are in attendance as well as online. I think I already got that. We'll go to the financial report, September 30th, 2021.
Yes, I just want to report, we didn't receive it, we had already received it in September. We did receive our funds from the CARES Act for local fiscal recovery, about 486,000. There was a couple of cities who, for whatever reason, did not solicit their funds, and so that was redistributed out, and we got additional $254. But that.
Money's money.
Yes. So we have received those fundings. And I only wanted to point out to you our interest rates decreased, and in October, you will see another small decrease in our interest rates, another 0.5% decrease.
Where did you put that CARES money at?
It's in grants. So for our general fund, so it's gonna be your year-to-date revenue, because we didn't receive a September, we received like right at the end of August, so it's in your year-to-date. I just hadn't pointed it out, but I wanted to make sure that you know we have received those funds.
Okay, so it's really included in column C
Yes,
under account 100.
yeah, Fund 100.
Okay.
Why are the interest rates?
I mean, it's good news.
Well, this is the interest rate, the interest income that we make, so it's not necessarily good news because we're making less interest.
Oh.
It's not the interest on our GO bond, it's, so it's less income. Just everything with the economy since last year, mostly since COVID hit, interest rates have been dropping all the time. So as you can see right there, it says it's 0.6%, so it's not even 1%. And it's dropping another 0.5% for next.
Any other questions about the financial report? Hearing none, we'll move to a prearranged presentation, the Tidewater Master Plan Development. Before we go on to that, are there any abstentions that need to be made at this time in regards to the Tidewater?
Oh, we're not voting yet. We're just doing a presentation right now, so we can do the extensions when we get to
She
it.
can't ask questions.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
This is
Okay,
why
my
I did it.
apologies. No, you're correct. Sorry.
If I'm sounding sharp, I'm on
No,
4
no.
hours, so.
I'm learning with you, so I appreciate it.
Don't mean to be.
No, you're
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to recuse myself. Actual conflict.
With an actual,
Yes,
either financial or financial
for
reasons.
financial reasons, correct.
Okay, we recognize that, and you, the approved abstention is, you are abstained. Yes, that's nice. All right, so we got the Tidewater presentation. And first name Ted.
Yeah, I thought I seen Ted Sanders on. the-
Yes, he's right there. I thought I saw T Sanders.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I'm here. Thank you.
The floor is yours.
All right. Karen, were you able to get the photograph and the rendering of the development to everyone?
Yes, we have the map. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, the one I had emailed you this morning that shows the layout of all the apartments and townhomes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was on the last one.
Yes, and it was in our last packet also.
Okay, all right. The Tidewater Master Plan Development community is basically a mixture of 144 apartments, 96 single-family townhomes, and a 12,000 square foot commercial strip center. With shared amenities, all the residents, from the clubhouse to the playground, all the amenities will be shared by all the residences. So the area, as you can see, is part of the port property that is just south of the lodge. It's the big open field with the marker 40 tower that is going to stay and be the center point of the development. We have been working with the port to get Port Drive and marker 40 road to be public roads. So they are now public access roads that we will be connecting to. All of our roads are non-dead end. There's no cul-de-sacs. They're all through roads. So it's easy circulation. There's no need for turnarounds in any of the development. All the roads are built to Oregon DOT specifications. The curbs are built to Oregon DOT specs. So it is a standard built development. The roads are a little bit narrower due to trying to reduce the speed of the traffic and make it a more walkable area with all the amenities. We have sidewalks on both sides of the road that will allow for pedestrian traffic, and the narrower roads tend to slow down cars. We're going to try to ask for a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit within the development. So they will be posted speeds And so now we're really excited about it. The housing market is in a boom in Oregon and in Boardman right now. So we're very excited about this development. I included an aerial this morning. I'm not sure if that's the one you're seeing or not, that actually shows the trees between our property and the lodge. A piece of this property, about 1.5 acres, have trees. The bulk of the wooded area is still either lodge property or port property. We are well behind the area where the lodge put in their cabins, where they cleared out along the riverfront. We're well behind all of that. And according to our landscaping regulations, we will be planting literally hundreds of trees back in this area, where the bulk of this is just an open field right now. We're, like I said, we're really looking forward to this development and trying to break ground for a spring start. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to answer all your questions.
Are there any council members who have any questions regarding this?
If you had lost questions from last meeting, now is the time to ask Ted, because I'm sure he can answer them for you.
I have a question for you, Ted. My name's Brenda, and I have a question about the roads, specifically about snow plows. Are there any restrictions on parking on the sides of the roads, and are the roads wide enough for parking to occur and a snow plow to go through the roads and clear the snow? Are they wide enough for that?
We are including a restriction in our homeowner association, and it will be posted that there will not be any parking allowed on one side of the road. So if people do park, they can only park on one side of the road. All the residences have a double garage and a double driveway, so they're able to hold 4 vehicles on their property. So I don't see a real need for much of any parking on the road based on the parking that we're building on site for everyone. Snow plows can easily travel these roads. These are basically 12-foot drive lanes with a 2-foot curb. So there's plenty of room for snow plows to travel down these roads. And as I said, there's no dead end, so they just drive straight through. They do not have to try to make a turnaround on any dead end roads.
So the road that goes to marker 40, is that going to be developed to a different type of road? To a better road with curbs and sidewalks? Do we know?
All the roads within the development are built to Oregon road standard, DOT standards, and will all have curbs and sidewalks on all the roads, on both sides of the roads.
That's inside the complex, but what about, I mean, you wouldn't be this, maybe this is a staff question. Who is responsible for updating the road to meet the requirements of the amount of traffic that's going to be on it? Because we're going to have a lot more traffic coming down to marker 40, right?
And into Fort Drive as well.
Right, so are we going to change are we going to have to do adjustments to that road as far as curbs and sidewalks?
And that all comes out to the roads in the master plan development.
I'm talking about the marker 40 road. Are we doing anything to that road?
I'm sorry, I think you guys accepted those roads
As public
last
access.
month as public,
Who accepted those
the
roads?
city did.
I know the city council didn't. I don't know who, I mean, maybe at another time, but as far as this new development, are we not gonna do changes to that road?
Well, the easement that was, or the public access was dedicated to the city.
Okay, so we're just gonna keep the way it is now?
Everything ties into those two roads.
Why wouldn't we change the road to be a normal street? I don't know, that's just my question, is there a reason why we're not?
Well, there are existing rights of way.
Well, I get that, but is there a reason why we're not gonna make improvements to that road?
If you want us to put it on the developer,
That's not what I said, I just want to know why that we're not having, why the concept wasn't that we would make the road a better road. Are we just gonna, all new roads will just, if there's a road there, we don't have to improve the road, or we just keep a road that, I mean, all we have to do is throw asphalt and that would be good? I mean, I don't know, it's just my question.
As somebody who's, sorry, I'm newer to Boardman, does the development tie into mile marker 40? I'm just wondering how it ties into the development.
it ties in to a street, well, two streets on the development. But marker 40 was for public access, and it goes to marker 40.
Correct.
And this master plan development does not go as far as marker 40.
So if the road is, so if we have a development that is tying into a road, should we not, I don't care who it is, should that road not be improved to meet the standards of a road, a better road, or what, I mean, or are we just gonna have a path that goes there that people are gonna drive on? Or was that just not thought of?
Mr. Keeper,
Yes, Brenda.
are you curious about sidewalks on that road, or, because it's been a long time since I've been down the road that goes to Channel Marker 40. But are you worried about, I don't know, sidewalks, curbs, gutter systems?
No,
Is it if memory serves, it was raised and there was a little like a channel ditch?
I'm pretty sure it's
off the
just a
side?
piece of asphalt as on that, a path that's
On a rock
asphalted
bed.
that we can drive on to a parking lot. Now, from what I'm seeing on here, we're gonna have a development that goes all the way to that road. Correct?
I don't know, I
Yes,
don't
we're
have a
gonna be
copy of the
going,
map.
no, I'm just kind of, so there's gonna be a development going all to that way to that road. And our standard is not, is not gonna be, that road needs to meet a different standard due to a development, or we're just gonna keep a piece of asphalt that goes on through a right of way.
They're going to flare to tie in to marker 40 in Portview.
So what does flare mean, Barry?
Like the shape of a trumpet. That way you've got a radius around the corner.
So you're talking when their street comes up to Channel Marker 40's access road, they're going to spread asphalt out so that
And
traffic has a natural right turn or a natural,
and the curb will come around
and
to
sort of
provide
in right
radius
there,
for each
so
one
that,
of the turns.
and in sort of right there, so that people aren't walking along Channel Marker 40 access road. If I'm understanding what you're saying correctly, is that right?
Well, I think the development, regardless, is going to be a really big asset to our community, and I'm really excited to see this all come together personally.
Oh, I am too. I just was I'm kind of shocked that we haven't, that maybe,
One thing, and let me,
yes, Mr. Sanders.
one thing we have been working on, yeah, is with the port, cause according to documents, both these roads are port-owned roads and port-maintained roads. From what we're going through with the title company and purchasing this property, we're having to get access agreements from the port to access their roads. Even though they're public roads, they are owned by the port and maintained by the port.
Mayor,
Yes, Lisa.
Jacob's on the call if you want to put him on the spot to talk about the transition between the port roads and the development roads.
Well, Mr. Sanders kind of shared it. It's not good. The road is not city, correct?
Correct.
Is that this road is not a city road, it's a port road?
Right. You did a plat or petition plat that dedicated the road, but it dedicated it to the public, not to the city. Because before they were just private roads that had no public access. So now with selling individual homes, we had to have public access. So they dedicated the roads to be public, even though the port, being a quasi-government entity, can own and maintain those roads.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
it does to me. I
Okay.
don't know if you,
I just was hoping that I thought maybe the staff would tell me that it was a port maintained road. Maybe he was and I didn't understand it that way.
and I think what you were asking though, Mr. Kiefer, is if that port maintained road would have gutters and sidewalks and those kinds of things because of this new development. And I think what Barry was trying to say is that won't happen, but that the developer is going to make sort of a connect.
Not all that. I didn't understand that there was a port name. I didn't understand it was a port road. That's what I didn't understand. So this is a port issue, not a city issue.
They're currently port roads and they were just access roads.
Correct.
There was a driveway. I mean,
Because that's what
Our road was a driveway to our office and Marker 40 was a driveway to the beach.
Mhm.
So they weren't built to city street standards.
Correct, because we didn't have a development.
Right.
I guess my only concern is if we're gonna have this nice development out there, we're probably not gonna wanna have just a piece of asphalt going through there. Now, that's not for me to say to someone who has someone's property, that's just an opinion. So now that I know that it's port property, what beef do I have? I don't have a beef anymore, I guess.
Mr. Mayor, can I add to the conversation a little bit? This is Jacob from the Port of Morrill.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think to alleviate your guys' concerns, that is true. It is a port maintained public roadway. But to alleviate some of your concerns, as part of our federal build grant, we are providing curbs and sidewalk from Marine Drive. Well, all of Marine Drive is going to have curbs and sidewalks along it once the build grant is complete. And we're going to provide sidewalks and curbs along the west side of Marker 40 Drive, at least down to the access location to the new Tidewater development, as well as the eastern side of the Port Drive down to the access of the Tidewater development.
Copy, Jacob. That makes a whole lot bit more sense. That the port has plans or an idea on how to address that. I would have been shocked had the port just let a road go through there, and I didn't think that they would, but That's good to hear.
Yeah, as part of our $19 million federal build grant, we're redoing all of Marine Drive to include sidewalks, new road alignment, new elevations, new asphalt, and those are going to include sidewalks and gutters down to those locations to provide access for pedestrian traffic from the development to Marine Drive. So,
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. I really do.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Beagle.
I would like to see a map like we were just presented with that information that Mr. Kane just provided for us so that we could visually internalize what he is saying.
Oh, on what they, on their plan with their grant?
Yes, please, at our next meeting.
Are you talking about whatever Jacob's plan is?
The plan for the sidewalks and the gutters for Marine Drive and down to mile marker 40 so that we can see it.
so just so you guys are aware, the port is actively working through approval processes with other governing agencies, Union Pacific Railroad being among those. We are still in probably the 95th percentile for design drawings for that rail alignment. And as you guys know, that rail alignment is going to impact road elevations and those types of things. We could pretty easily put together a preliminary sidewalk plan to, I think, give you that idea of what's going to happen there.
Appreciate that.
We've already got something put together that would work, I think, satisfy what you guys are looking for that we can share.
That would probably be good. I mean, usually if the port says they're gonna build it, it will be built. I have yet to see something that hasn't been built that they say they were gonna be built. But that would probably be really helpful for the city to be able to understand a better idea of your master plan of the Tidewater project and maybe what's gonna happen to that access that the port grants the community members to be able to get to the marker 40. And the idea of what's gonna happen to Marine Drive. I think that would be a really exciting thing for the community of the Tidewater project, as well as the citizens who are granted marker 40.
Okay.
Is there any other questions that, as far as this project is concerned?
I have one, Mr. Keeper.
Yes, Ms. Prophet.
So, having had a few years' experience with a similar homeowners association here in Boardman, not an actual homeowners association, but something pretty close. I know that over time, the citizens tend to be a little bit apathetic. And so I'm curious what the transition plan looks like, Mr. Sanders, between being run by the developer to being turned over to the homeowners. And if there's anything sort of built in to provide for the adherence to the rules that you're designing the facility for. I don't know if you have any control of that, maybe you don't, but if there's nobody to police it, people will park wherever they want.
There's a couple of things, unique things here. Yes, one, homeowner associations are really governed and enforced by their members. There's not a city ordinance that can enforce them. So the way this has been structured, since we plan on owning the apartments long term, I mean, for a long time, the apartment association or the apartments will be a member of the HOA. And because of the maintenance and upkeep of the apartments, we basically will remain in control of the HOA as long as we own the apartment complex. We will maintain all the open space for the entire development, all the exterior of all the townhomes, all that will fall under the HOA. So it will have a consistent look long-term, and maintenance and upkeep will be controlled all by the HOA.
Are there any other questions that anybody may have? Mr. Sanders, do you have anything else? I don't think the city of Boardman council members have any other questions. Do you have anything else you'd like to share?
No, I'm sorry, I haven't been able to get out there with COVID and travel and everything, and I look forward to being able to get back out there. I hope one day here pretty soon.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Sanders, for your presentation.
Thank you.
So we'll move on to the wastewater connections of Oregon. And who was that again, Mrs. Pettigrew?
That's Mike Hewitt.
Mike Hewitt, you are on.
Thank you. Yeah, back in September, first week, and let me myself, I am Mike Jewett with Sanitary Disposal and Sanitary Disposal Transfer Station doing Desert Wind Inc. And back in the first week of September, we notified all of our municipalities that we were working to conclude a sale of both of our corporations with Waste Connections of Oregon, Inc., doing business as sanitary disposal. And at that time, we didn't know when the transfer date or closing date might be, but now we have come up and would like to have our franchise transferred to Waste Connections December 1st. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you might have, and or I'd like to yield my time to Jason Hudson, who is with Connections.
Good afternoon. I'm Jason Hudson with Waste Connections. Just asking for you guys to support Mike and his partners in their retirement and transferring the franchise to Waste Connections. And I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys might have or concerns.
Does anyone have any questions or concerns about the wastewater project? Or waste management, excuse me.
Not waste management either.
Waste connection, excuse me.
Mr. Mayor, I do have a question.
Mr. Beagle, you have the floor.
Mr. Hanson, my question to you is, where's your hub office? Where are you located to provide, the services?
I am located in Vancouver, Washington, but we will have, since the owners are all stepping away, we're going to have a district manager relocating to the Hermiston area, and he will be running the day-to-day, and he will be living there. In terms of, the office and, our intent is, we want to, all those employees to stay on, and we'll continue to run things just as they are out of that local office.
Thank you, sir.
With the same employees.
Is there anyone else that has anything that they would like to ask at this time? Okay, hearing none, is there anything else you guys would like to present as far as the Waste Connections of Oregon? Because none of us have any questions.
I don't. I just, again, thank you for considering this and appreciate your time.
Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to our public comments. What we're going to do is we're going to allow 3 minutes for individuals to present their public comments. I will keep track of the time. As far as there's only one thing that we ask that anybody wishes to talk about, that nobody will be allowed to talk about the UEC application. That's the specific topic that we're not going to listen to about tonight. So for those individuals who have something to share, we're going to start that with our public comment section. So we're gonna start with, I know Tori Philippi's on there. Was Tori Griggs, it's Tori Philippi, sorry, Tori Griggs. Do you have anything you'd like to share, Tori? Or is it Renee?
I will turn it over to Renee. Thank you, though.
Okay, Renee, you have the floor.
Thank you. So we have a lot going on at the chamber this month. We have our luncheon coming up on November 17th at noon. We'll be doing chili and cornbread with some cookies and apple cider as well. Registration is required and can be found on our website, boardmanchamber.org. We also have our Chamber After 5 this month, which we've moved up a week so that it doesn't fall on Thanksgiving. So that'll be November 18th at 5 p.m. at the Sage Center. We'll be doing wine and cheese for that, and that will be followed by a ladies' night at the Sage store with local vendors from Harvest Festival. Applications for the Boardman Giving Tree are now open for families in need. We have the links available for those on our Facebook page, and you can either drop those off at our chamber office or email them to boardmangivingtree@gmail.com, and the deadline for that's November 14th. We also have a broadband town hall that will be hosted at the Sage Center by Aaron Moss from Moore County on November 9th at 5:30. He'll be handing out resources to help community members, including information on programs to help pay for internet, online privacy, healthcare, education, and job skills. And he'll be available to answer any questions you may have about getting broadband access throughout the county. And then the Sage Center is also hosting lots of holiday activities starting this month, including the ladies shopping night on the 17th, movie night on the 18th, a paint night on the 23rd, and then Black Friday sales on the 26th. And information for that can be found on the website visitsage.com.
Wow, you breezed right through that, Renee. Thank you.
Yep, I wanted to stay in my 3 minutes.
Oh, hey, I personally would like to, once again, thank the Sage Center for the trunk or treat again. I heard it was very popular, and so thank you again, Chamber.
We were happy to put it on again this year.
And it was a walkthrough.
Yes.
Yes, nicely done. All right, so our next speaker that I would like to introduce is Jonathan Tallman. Jonathan Tallman.
Yes, actually, it was Darren that was going to talk. Go ahead.
Oh, is it Darren? Sorry, Jonathan. So you would like Darren to speak. Do you have anything you'd like to share tonight, Jonathan? And if I'm talking too
Yeah,
loud.
I may as soon as Darren gets done talking. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Darren, you have the floor.
Thank you very much. My name is Darren Tallman. My family owns property there in the city, and my comments today are in regards to the loop road that is being constructed on the Laurel Lane area. And I've had the opportunity to listen to the workshop on the 28th of September, and I have some concerns about some of the messaging and the communication that may not be fully communicated to the city council by staff. And I would just encourage the city council to implore the city officials and staff to give them a little bit better idea of what the current status is with that loop road and the negotiations between the city and our family. During that workshop, I was a little bit concerned about some of the comments that were discussed and some of the breakdown in negotiations between the city and the Tallmans. And, just to give you an idea, Mayor, I was really encouraged by some of your comments earlier tonight discussing, some of the questions that you have about, the development of this road on the Tidewater area. And those are some excellent questions and excellent points. Just like you mentioned that you would be shocked to hear that the port wouldn't develop, certain aspects of that road that it owned. We too were shocked when we heard the city didn't want to meet the demands of the IAMP or some of the previous demands of the that they said that they would meet through that project, or what the local code, the city code requires of development of new properties. So there's a lot of miscommunication, and some things have broken down between the city and us and some of the city officials. And we would encourage the city officials to reach out to us and communicate with us. And likewise, we would encourage the city council to implore the city officials to continue to talk to us to make sure that this loop road does get done in a timely, appropriate fashion, up to the demands and the requirements that are required by the city and by the state. And those are just my comments. I appreciate your time.
All right, thank you, Darren.
I would like to add, I did send a letter to the city clerk. I'm not sure if that got to you guys. That is a letter that we reached out to Fletcher. And again, we just want to communicate. We are looking for an open dialogue with the city and with the city manager to get this resolved as soon as possible. And we really look forward to it. And again, Mr. Mayor, those questions that you had about the road for Tidewater, those were great questions to ask. And those are the questions that we've asked about the east side of the loop road as well too. So we really look forward to it. And that's the main holdup that we're having on the east side, is making sure it meets those qualifications that IAMP put in there. And because we want a good road that is that meets those quality specifications that we're talking about there. But we look forward to working with all parties involved and sitting down and getting that resolved. Thank you for your time.
You bet. Thank you, Jonathan. Well, those are the people that I knew of. Is there anybody out there that would love to speak for public comment, including the ones that are in the chambers tonight? All right, hearing none, we will complete the public comment and we'll go to our action items. Ordinance 3-2021, PAPA 01-2021, Tidewater Master Plan Development, second reading and decision. What I'd like to do is, October 5th, we talked about this. We had an emergency meeting, and I don't think I was very clear in the understanding of what this was all about. We listened, we had a public hearing, and then we voted. And in order for the public hearing and the vote to pass, we had to have a unanimous decision, unanimous vote in order to approve during the emergency meeting. Because we didn't have a unanimous vote, it took this project, Tidewater project, to a second reading, to where we read and then we then have another vote. And that is why it is on our agenda again tonight. So I just wanted to share that with the individuals who are online or who may not know, but that is the reason why we are discussing and having another vote. And so we need to have a second reading. Would that be Ms. Pettigrew?
I can do that.
Oh, yeah, you're still, you still covered. You're with your abstention. You bet.
City of Boardman, ordinance number 3-2021, an ordinance approving post-acknowledgement plan amendment 01-2021, amending the Boardman zoning and comprehensive map plan. So now you can ask for a vote.
Okay, so we have had the second reading. Is there anybody that would like to make a motion on this ordinance?
I would like to move that we adopt City of Boardman ordinance number 3-2021. Do I have to read the whole title? Ordinance approving post-acknowledgement plan amendment 01-2021, amending the Boardman zoning and comprehensive and map.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Is there any question that anybody would like to ask? at this time. I have one comment that I would like to say. I'm super excited. Whether I have concerns or not, I'm super excited about, and maybe super excited is not the right way to say it, but I'm excited about a project of this magnitude. I guess at any time we have, any city official would have a development come in, there's gonna be pros and cons of it. And I just think that this is gonna be a good thing for our community. A good thing for people coming in. I think it's a good thing for the port. There's a lot of people that will benefit from this. And it's just, and I don't think the citizens will be left out on the benefits of this project. So I just wanted to say, I'm in support of this, and I think I'm excited for it to come in. So is there any other questions or comments that somebody would like to say? Having hearing none, we'll go to a roll call vote.
Paul Beagle,
No.
Katie Norton,
Yes.
Junior,
Yes.
Isaac,
Yes.
Brenda,
Yes.
and Mr. Kiefer.
I vote yes. So on this one, in order to approve it, it's just needs to be a majority, is that correct? Because it's a second reading and not an emergency meeting.
Correct.
Copy that, thank you. So the ordinance passes. We go to a resolution 15-2021, transfer of franchise solid waste. And we just need a motion and a second for that.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I make a motion that we adopt resolution number 15-2021, resolution of the city of Boardman authorizing the transfer of solid waste management franchise.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any question or discussion that we would like to have? Having hearing none, we'll have a roll call vote, please.
All right. Leslie,
Yes.
Mr. Beagle,
Approved.
Katie,
Yes.
Junior,
Yes.
Isaac,
Approved.
Brenda,
Yes.
and Mr. Kiefer.
Yes. Okay, so the resolution will pass. Moving on to other business, which is regarding to the city manager evaluation. The council completed her evaluation and have agreed that she will continue as city manager. Reports and, reports, please report, please.
Okay, you should have in your packet, patrol report for the month of October. Are there any questions about that report? Okay.
Oh, I have a it's more of a question. So. Total incident, I'm gonna call that call volume. Would that be a correct term?
Those are the total incidents dispatched to.
So that would be like calls? Yes, no, I guess I'm trying to find a term that I can relate to.
They don't all necessarily have to be calls for service, but they could be officer initiated as well, so.
So I guess my question is our incident and volume starting to outweigh or where we might need more officers?
I think current staffing levels are able to maintain the current call volume that we have. But at some point, we'll have to explore that.
That would be an excellent question. Anybody else have a question about the? Okay, Moving on to the building department. Yeah, I see that. You saved the day.
You need to add a phone here, anytime we'll take pictures.
I think it's a second July. So if you jump on our report, you can see we're kind of slowing down a little bit. And it is a little bit slower. So we started doing electronic plan review. And the software is really quite complicated, so I have a training in November 8th. Tomorrow during the commissioners meeting, they're going to discuss the building department again on their the work session 11 o'clock.
Is that open to the public?
If you can zoom it, just go to the website.
So we'll have more information as an update after that meeting.
Yeah, we'll see what direction they go. I don't think you're making decisions at the work.
Oh, you don't think decisions will be made? It's more of just a discussion?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Karen, I met with Katie Davis, she's the former director of workforce development. And we were talking about interns and possibly starting an apprenticeship program for building inspectors.
Oh, cool.
And Katie reached out to Blue Mountain Community College. And they reached out to Shemeka and Salem last building inspection technology program. And they're gonna try to work with Shemeka to get something out here so we can get some more building inspectors. It's great, very preliminary.
That's exciting.
So it is, the concept is really exciting.
Nice.
That's about it for me.
Any questions for a building department? Public Works Department.
Okay, I guess I'm Public Works again.
Your
tonight.
Public Works. Anybody have any questions about Public Works? So I'm pretty sure we can all read. Well, I hope. I hope it.
We're out busy all the time, so
So I
get ready for snow.
I saw, I haven't made it to the park down at the marina, but I saw the city park. Those are adjustable hoops, aren't they? They go higher and lower.
Oh, I don't know.
That was super cool. There was a little lever on there.
That'll look back here.
And I didn't look at back there because I just didn't look,
Right.
but I saw the court was painted.
Yes.
They had markings on it. The hoop is adjustable, so individuals who want to play on a higher can play at a higher. And if kids want to lower, do you know if they had, I didn't notice that they had breakaway rims on it. If you know, because
I think they are.
they are?
I think they are.
I think
Oh.
Tori's on the phone. Yeah.
Oh, would Tori know?
Yeah, she's.
Mr. Mayor? Yes,
Hey, maybe you have an answer for me.
I do. I oversaw that entire project. So there's completely new concrete at all three courts. We have had all three courts restriped. I'm not sure if they've gotten to all of them quite yet due to weather. And the basketball hoops are adjustable, but we have made them to where they are not adjustable by the participants who are using the court. They can be adjusted if we have an event that needs them to be adjusted. They can be done by staff only.
Okay. Do you know anything about breakaway rims?
Yes, I think they are all breakaway rims with new black backboards and baskets.
Because I'm sure there's gonna be kids that are gonna try to dunk on them, so.
Yes. Yes,
Good
and I
help.
have to say thank you to the Public Works staff. They've been a huge asset in getting those installed, so thank you.
All I had on the Public Works, I don't. That was it for that. City manager report.
Okay, the only thing I didn't put in my typed note to you was that we received the small cities grant for $100,000. And when we put it in to do Southeast Front Street. So now we're waiting for DPA to let us cross underneath the power lines. So, and I was surprised that we got it, and so, you know, because we're right at that verge of population not being qualified, but they said that whatever it said in June, we could go with, so we did, and in next time's packet, if you want, I'll put, because we're in Region 5, and I think Region 5, I think they got $1.3 million maybe, where there was only 5 million to be split amongst the 5 regions. And so I'll put that in just in the next packet, just so that if you're interested in whose town is getting to do new projects. It's pretty interesting, and it's just a nice, you know, the smaller towns, 100,000 is a big deal to them, so. And like I said, the traffic's really picking up since we opened up the Family Dollar store. We never had so much traffic out here in my circle, so. So I think that's about it for tonight.
Any counselor comments? Having hearing none, I have no mayor comments. I kind of said everything I wanted to say tonight, so I have no comments. So having hearing none, we're going to recess the meeting at 7:56. And we're gonna go into executive session, ORS 192.662E on real estate. So this meeting is now in recess. Okay, so we're gonna come back and we're gonna resume our City of Boardman meeting. It is 9:07 p.m. No decisions were made, and therefore we're going to conclude and close our city council meeting.